Let's it start. Great. So let's have a seat, cross-legged, legged out, whatever's comfortable. Let's lengthen our spines to begin. And take 3 centering breaths. Feel free to close your eyes or gaze softly in front of you. So as we breathe in through the nose, let your chest expand, sit up a little bit taller. And then give me a long, slow exhale. Let the shoulders relax as we breathe out. Okay, number 2, let's breathe into the nose. Once again, sit up a little bit taller. Then sink down into your mat as you release the breath. Okay, one more deep breath together. Let's breathe into the nose. And then feel the air as it exits your lips. Control the breath out. Then you can resume a normal breathing pattern as we continue to sit. Just relax the whole body, getting ready for an hour of stretching, an hour of yoga before we have to start our week. And let's relax our whole body. So relaxing your face, continue to breathe, feeling the air as it hits your nostrils on the in-breath, and then hitting your lips on the out-breath. Relaxing your neck and your shoulders, down through your arms, from your shoulders to your biceps and forearms, all the way down to the fingertips. Maybe noticing how your hands feel. Maybe they're resting on your knees or facing up. It doesn't matter. Just continue to breathe and notice how your arms feel. And working our way back to our chest and torso, expanding and contracting. And let's work our way to the back, down our spines, all the way to our bottom where it touches your mat, down through your quads and hamstrings and knees. And if you're sitting cross-legged like me, noticing how your shins touch your mat. Rather, your shins touch your feet and your feet touch your mat. And then just continue to sit here and breathe. Uh, all right, let's take one more deep breath together and hold it at the top. And when you hear the symbol, let's release. So breathe in through the nose, hold it, And gently let go of your breath as you open up your eyes. Oh. And let's start with our side. So let's do a sitting side stretch. So turn your chin and look up and raise your arms up to the ceiling. Really try to touch the ceiling. Let's start on the right side. So right palm down, left arm goes over your body. Okay, really reach with that left arm and let the stretch go from your left fingertips down your side to your left hip. And let's raise the right arm back up to the top and plant the left palm down on the mat. And repeat on the right side. All right, give me one more reach. Let's raise that left arm back up and then bring the hands back down. Mm. All right, sit up a little bit taller. Lengthen that spine, straighten that spine, and then slowly turn clockwise. Okay, press the left palm into the left knee and press the right palm into the floor behind you. Okay, think about your spine as a vertical line and then gently rotate. See how far you can turn the chin into the right shoulder. And then we'll unwind. And let's hit the other side. So right palm is pressed into the left knee. Those left fingertips or left palm is pressed into the floor, and we're twisting the opposite direction. Ugh. As we exhale, let's come back to center. We'll get our cobbler pose for the inner thighs. Ugh. Well, bring your feet together in front of you. Bring your heels as close as you can to your soft tissue, letting your knees drop down. We all know what to do. And just lean forward and feel the inner thighs. Then every time you exhale, pull your torso towards your feet or pull yourself forward. You can even use your elbows, press your knees downward if that's what you want to do today. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And then round out your back and slide your fingertips forward. Really making friends with the inner thighs. Ugh. All right, let's sit back up. Let's do a couple more sitting versions. So let's do some knee drops. So I'm going to plant my feet in front of me, slightly wider than shoulder distance. And go at your own pace. We're all just waking up, dropping your knees from one side to the other. You can even turn your torso and twist the spine one more time, or not. Ugh. Hopefully blood is starting to move. Ugh. I'm gonna do 3 times each side because that feels good for me. But as always, listen to your own body and do what's good for you. Ugh. All right, I'm doing second time on the left. Last set for me, but again, choosing your own pace. Take off my sweatshirt. All right, last time to the left. Oof. All right, let's stand on up. You're ready? All right, favorite hamstring stretch. Here we go. Legs super wide and toes facing forward, arms reach up, and then exhale as we swan dive forward, planting the fingertips for the palms on the ground, and push your chest towards the back of the room. Every time you breathe out, push yourself a little bit more forward, or even just lift your hands and let gravity do all the work. Ooh, low hamstrings. All right, let's go for stage two. Let's clasp the hands behind us and raise the fingertips up to the ceiling or towards the front of the room. Oof, very good. And then let's release the hands down, back down to the mat. Stay here for just a moment. Ugh. And let's rotate 90 degrees to the right, then come into a low lunge on the right. Ooh. Let's drop the left knee down, untuck the left foot, bring the torso up. And you can raise the arms up. And the important thing here is to rotate your hip forward and feel the left hip stretch out. Oof. Okay, that's enough for the left hip for now. Let's bring the hands and torso back down. Raise the left knee back into the low lunge. And then controlling yourself back to the front of your mat. Both legs are straight. Back to where we started. And let's rotate 90 degrees in the other direction in a low lunge on the left. And then dropping the right knee down. Rotating that hip. Oof. Adding the arms as needed. Stretching out that hip is. Ooh. Okay, that's good. Arms and torso back down. Find those right toes back on the mat, lifting the right knee. Let's rotate back to the starting position. Both legs are straight. Hamstrings are starting to open up though. Hanging out here for a few breaths. All right. And then let's gently lift ourselves up on a 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ugh, bringing the legs together. Oh my goodness. All right, let's relax the legs for a moment and let's get a neck stretch. So, chicken wing on the right, dropping the head over to the right. Every time you breathe out, reach that right ear over to the right shoulder a little bit more. And then rotating the head back as we look up. Okay, then rotating the head forward as we look down. Okay, I'm going to add one more cycle for the neck because mine needs it. So tilting the head back and looking up. Uh, and then back, forward, looking down. Okay, hopefully that feels as good just for your neck as it does mine. We're swapping with the chicken wing side, dropping the head over to the left. Oh my goodness. All right, tilting the head forward. And then rotating back. And let's repeat that second cycle here. So heads back forward. And then tilting head back one last time. All right. And then we'll bring the head back up, releasing that right wrist. Let's do a standing side stretch. So bring your feet and legs together, stand up nice and tall. Gently raise the arms up. Ooh. And left hand to the left arm to the left side. And reach that right arm over your body as we turn the chin and look up. Ooh. Oh. Hopefully you feel that stretch all the way down to your right hip. Okay. And then we're lifting the left arm, dropping the right, feeling the other side. All right, give yourself one long exhale, one last long reach with that left arm. Let's return the right arm back up to the top. Moving the hands to heart center, and then we'll rotate back to the shoulders or to the shoulders. So I'm going to go left arm across the top of my chest. Oof. And then switching arms. Okay, just getting us ready for that down dog. And let's bring that left arm behind the head. Oof. And then swapping sides. Okay, let's release that arm, and then we'll do Malasana to a split leg hamstring stretch, and then we'll do our moving options. So, on a medium width stance, toes facing out. Ugh. Let's take a deep breath in, and then go at your own pace down. I'm going to do the support hand version, but everyone can choose their own adventure as always. Okay, settle in. Let's go for another 15 seconds. I definitely need some stretching here. Ugh. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently come out. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna start with my left leg in front for a split leg hamstring stretch. Heels are in line, That left leg remains straight. Arms reach up and connecting the breath with the movement. So exhale as we swan dive down. Support yourself with your hands as needed. And rotate your right hip towards the left ankle. And every time you breathe out, relax your torso. Let the weight of gravity do the stretching here. Oh my goodness. All right, let's bend the left knee and gently come up. You can either rotate 180 degrees or switch legs, whichever feels more comfortable. But now your right leg is straight, arms reach up, and then exhale over the straight right leg. Ooh. Oh. All right, let's bend the right knee and then come up and find the front of your mat. Let's bring your feet and legs together. Stand up nice and tall. Arms reach up, look up through the hands, and then swan dive down. Control. Up to flat back. Then exhale, round at your back, reach a little bit closer to the mat, then eyes up, reverse swan dive. For one, let's do one more warm-up swan dive. Swan dive down. Up to flat back. And then exhaling, rounding at the back, reach a little bit further now, and then reverse swan dive until the hands are at the top. All right, and then swan dive down for a third time. Oh, the mat should feel pretty close now. Come up to flat back. And then as you exhale here, round out your back and plant both palms, stepping back into plank. And let's chaturanga down into an upward dog. Ooh. Okay, back to plank, push up here if you like. And into the first downward dog of the day, of the morning, of the week. And push the floor away, straighten the legs, feel those calves. We're gonna bicycle the legs. Okay, you can continuously move them and that feels good, or you can hold. Up to you. I'll call it out. We're gonna do 3 times for each leg. So I'm bending the left knee, driving my right heel down, and then swapping sides, bending my right, driving my left heel down. Okay, back over to the right. Ooh. Okay, over to the left. Ooh. All right, last time for the right. And then we're back to the left. Ugh. All right, straighten both legs. Let's do a sun salutation before we do our crescent pose. So gently walk the feet towards the hands. And then bring the feet together and reverse swan dive until the hands are at the top. Swan dive back down. Control the descent. Up to flat back. Exhaling, planting both palms, stepping back into a plank position. Let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Oof. Back to plank. Push up here if you'd like. Into downward dog. All right, we're going to straighten to crescent pose. So bring the feet together behind you. And let's start with the right leg. So gently raise the right leg up into the air. And then swing that right leg through and plant it in front. And then bring the arms and torso up. Ooh, stretching out that left hip once again as you reach your fingertips up. Arms are straight, no flare at the elbows. Settle in. And bring the hands to heart center and transition into prayer twist. Ooh. So left elbows on that right knee, hands are stacked. What are we praying for this week? That my cross the street neighbors are doing okay because there was an ambulance and a firefighter yesterday. We saw someone get wheeled out. Hopefully all is well. And then we continue to breathe. And then let's bring the arms back up to the top. Okay, back to crescent pose. All right, and then bring the arms and torso back down, planting both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Walk the feet towards the hands. Reverse swan dive until the hands are at the top. Oh, give me a little reach before we swan dive back down. Reach for the ceiling. And then we're exhaling, swan diving back down. Up to flat back. Oh. Exhaling, planting both palms as we step back into plank, and let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Back to plank, push up here. Return to downward dog as our shoulders crack. Whew. Push the floor away, fingertips are spread. And let's bring the feet together, and we're on the left side. So left leg goes up into the air. And let's swing the left leg through and plant it in front. Okay. Arms and torso come up. Ooh. Okay. Once again, palms facing one another. Arms are reaching up for the ceiling. And let's bring the palms together at heart center as we transition into prayer twist on the left. Continuing that prayer for the neighbors. Ooh. And then come back to prayer twist. Breathing, pressing that right elbow into the left knee or left quad. And then let's return to crescent pose. Reach for the ceiling. And then breathe out and bring the hands back down to the mat, planting both palms, stepping back to plank, and then chaturanga down into an upward dog. Ooh. Back to plank, walk the feet towards the hands for a sun salutation. In reverse swan dive. Ooh. Swan dive back down. Oof. Up to flat back. And then exhaling, planting the palms, stepping back into plank. And let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Taking our time this week. Back to plank, push up here. If you're still with me, and finding that downward dog as both shoulders continue to crack. Oh my. pushing the floor away. All right, let's do our warrior sequence of feet and legs together. Float the right heel up into the air and hold it for a brief moment, and then knee to nose. Boop. Raising that right leg back up, knee to nose. Third time, no more knees to nose, but we're going to swing that right leg forward, plant it in front. And as the arms come up, that left heel comes down for warrior one. Right knee is tracking over the right ankle. Arms are straight, palms facing one another. Fingertips reaching for the ceiling. Okay, rotate the arms front and back for warrior two. Palms face the ground. Arms are parallel with the ground. And then let's dip back into reverse warrior. Don't put too much weight on that back leg with the left hand. Right arm reaches over your body towards the back. And let's return to warrior two. Let's do a twisting triangle pose this week just for fun. So rotate your torso forward so your chest is facing the front. Reach with your left fingertips. Reach, 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 reach. And then drop the left fingertips or left palm down to the ground as you rotate that chest and torso. Right fingertips reach up for a twisting chair pose. I'm sorry, twisting triangle pose, not chair pose. And then we'll pop back up into warrior two. And let's straighten up that right leg. A little relief for the right quad, but then dip back into reverse warrior with the straight right leg. And then exhale, bending that right knee, returning to the regular position. And then arms front and back for warrior two. And then left arm swings forward and up for warrior one. And then as your arms and torso come down, that left heel rotates up, planting both palms, right leg comes back, and let's chaturanga down, upward dog, back to plank, walk the feet towards the hands, for sun salutation, reverse swan dive. Look through your hands at the ceiling, hands are at the top. And then we're going to swan dive back down. Ugh. Up to flat back. And exhale, planting both palms, feet come back, and let's chaturanga down. An upward dog. Hello. Back to plank, push up here, and return to down dog, shoulders cracking. Love the consistency. Exhale, relax into that downward dog for a moment. We're on the left side now. So feet and legs together. Float the left leg up into the air. And then bring your knee to your nose. Boop. Second time up. And then knee to nose. Okay, third time. No more knee to nose. And then swing that left leg forward. Plant it in front. And then right heel comes down. Arms come up. Find that left knee over the left ankle. Settle into warrior one. And then arms back and forth for warrior two. Give yourself a nice long exhale here and settle in. Great. Let's dip back into reverse warrior. Feel the stretch from your left hip through your left side. Back to warrior two. Okay, rotate your hip forward, face forward, and then reach forward with your right fingertips. Remember, we're doing twisting Triangle pose. Drop the right palm down, or right fingertips down. Left fingertips reach for the ceiling so you can turn your chin up to the ceiling. And then breathe. All right, let's return to warrior two. And then just like the other side, let's straighten up that left leg. Dip back into reverse warrior. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as you breathe out, bend that left knee, return to a normal reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Rotate that right arm forward up for warrior one. And as your torso comes down, that right heel comes up. Blink both palms. Left leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down to an upward dog. Okay, back to plank, and then chaturanga slowly down. We're gonna go into a cobra. Ugh. So the whole body is on the floor, tops of your feet on the mat, hands are underneath your shoulders, and then push the floor away. Feel the front of your body, stretch out, arms are as straight as possible. If you want to turn the chin and look up, stretch the front of your neck. Oh, oh. All right, that's about good. You can turn the eyes forward. That's enough neck stretching for today, huh? All right. And then slowly controlling your torso back down. Ooh. Oh. We're going to skip chair pose this week, so find a sitting position. Let's just sit and stretch. Let's start with a hamstring stretch. I think we skipped this one for several weeks. Don't know why, but here we are. I'm going to start with my left leg out in front. Bring my right heel in towards my soft tissue. Ugh. Okay, back of the left knee stays on the mat. Foot is flexed. Add the arms. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale over the straight left leg. And every time you breathe out, relax your body. See if you can stretch a little bit more. We all know I'm all about connecting that breath with the movement. Feeling that left hamstring once again. Then we'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. Release that left side. Switch legs. So the left leg is out. Oh, I'm sorry, right leg is out in front. Left heel comes in. Okay, right foot is flexed, so the toes are facing the ceiling. Arms are up top. And then we're exhaling over the straight right leg. And once again, every time you exhale, relax the body, let the stretch take over. All right. You can sit back up. We're going to keep the right leg where it is. Let's add the left. Oh, of course, we do both legs individually. Might as well do them both together. Feet are flexed. Arms return up. Make yourself into an L. And then breathing out, stretching. I have a drink of water here as I stretch. All right. We're back in it. No problem. But the backs of the knees remain on the mat. We're reaching for toes or heels. Maybe your hands are on your shins to knees, whatever works. We're just continue to stretch. And let's release. Ugh. All right. Now we're gonna do a table. I just want to do some hamstring stretch because we skipped it. But plant your feet in front of you, plant the palms behind you, both shoulder distance apart. And let's prop ourselves up gently so the shoulders are over the wrists, the knees are over the ankles. Bring your hips up towards the ceiling. Uh, let's do two more breaths. So breathe into the nose. And as you breathe out, really push up. Ooh, stretch out those shoulders even. One more breath, breathing in. And then we're pushing as we exhale. And then gently come down. And then lie down on your backs, keeping your legs where they are. Oh, oh. All right. Straighten your bridge. So roll on to the shoulders, pushing your hips up to the ceiling, keeping the knees from flaring out. Then active push, constantly push, push, push. Hips come up, feel your glutes, feel your hamstrings, feel the lower back. Hello. All right, and then control your descent all the way down. Oh, it's not all about power, it's about control as well. Oh, okay. And just settle with your breath for a moment before we go straight into the glutes. Oh, all right. So you can keep your left foot planted, right ankle resting on the left quad. Let's grab your left shin or left hamstring. Beginning to feel that right glute stretch out. We are feeling good. Hopefully feeling good. We'll do 3 breaths as we usually do. That's about how long it takes before the glute starts to feel good. So let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Number 2, let's breathe in. Long breath out. Okay, notice how that right glute feels as you exhale. Last time for this side, breathing into the nose and out through the mouth. Oh my goodness. Okay. Release that left leg, plant the right foot, left ankle comes into position. All right, grabbing the right shin now. Oh, hopefully that stretch felt as good for you as it did for me. All right, let's repeat with the left. So breathing into the nose and releasing your breath slowly. Number 2, breathe in and release. Last time here, breathe in through the nose. And then control the out breath. Okay, release that right leg, bringing both legs up into the air for happy baby. Grab the outside parts of your feet, pull the knees down towards the ground or towards your underarms. Okay, those inner thighs are making a comeback. as they do and rotate side to side, massaging your spine. Okay, taking your time here. Hopefully, it's releasing any tension you might have in your spine. Ugh. All right, you're using the weight of your legs to sit back up. Oh, ugh. Let's do one more twist for our spines. So plant your left foot on the outside part of your, or right foot on the outside part of your left knee, and turn your torso clockwise. In middle school, we called this stretch Barbie on the beach. And that one always stuck with me. But anyhow, spine is nice and tall. We're pressing that right hand into the mat and turning. Definitely still feeling that glute stretch as well. And then we're going to turn back. Let's switch sides. As I'm doing this, I realize I missed our classic supine twist on the floor, so we'll lie back down after this. But before we do, wrap that right arm around the left knee. We are turning. Ooh. Spines releasing more tension. Ooh. Okay. And then unwind. And like I said, we're going to lie back down. Back, sorry. Ugh, the order isn't as dialed in this week, but hug in your right knee. Enjoying that little stretch. And let's pull your right knee over to the left side of your body as you extend out your right arm out to the right. And I can never tell if I like this more or a hamstring stretch more. Okay, connecting the breath with the movement when you exhale. See if you can relax your body. Let the right knuckles and the right knee come down closer to the floor if they haven't touched already. Notice how that spine feels. You know what? Let's do two more breaths together. So breathing in and then exhaling, twisting further. And then one more, breathing into the nose and out through the mouth. Very good. Let's bring that right leg back to center. Let's hug in the left knee. Ugh. Enjoying that little stretch. And let's pull the left leg over to the right side of our body as the left arm extends out to the left. Oh. Oof. Oh, whoa, spine cracked. Let's do two breaths on this side as well. Sorry, I got lost in it. So breathe in through the nose. Then long breath out. One more time, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, let's return that left leg back over. Sit back up and let's do some cat-cow action. Woo! So I'm gonna roll up my mat as I do. And find yourself on all fours. Okay, knees underneath the hips, arms underneath the shoulders. Untuck the feet, untuck the toes, and Breathe in and bring your head and bottom up as your chest comes down. Okay, and then exhale, round at the back, pushing the floor with those palms, spread the fingers. Try to touch your spine up to the ceiling. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Okay. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head back down. Inhale, head up. Oh. Exhale, head down. Okay, two more. Inhale, head up. Exhale, oof. Head down. Bring your spine up. Arch the spine. One more. Inhale, head up. Hopefully this feels incredible for your spine. Exhale, head back down. And then we're gonna try something a little different. So come into a neutral spine. Then you can either, okay, move your side or spine side to side, or you can even rotate your spine in a circle, kind of like a jump rope. Ugh. Just continuing. Releasing your spine. Jump rope might feel like a weird analogy, so you just wiggle your torso around in both directions. Oof. Okay, that's about good. I'm gonna hop off my mat, unravel it, and let's do our pigeon pose, fan favorite. Okay, push up position to start. Let's start with the right leg forward so the right shin is 90 degrees from the rest of our body. Oh. Last one before we do our closing sequence. I think we all know what to do here. Find that position that works best for you. Ooh. Let's go for another 15 seconds. So enjoy it, stretch it. All right, let's plant both palms in front. Push your torso up. Reach back behind you with the left arm. Pull in your left heel. We are stretching out the left quad. Ooh. I think that's long enough. Release the left foot. Find both palms on the mat. Right leg comes back. Left leg comes forward. Stretching up all those muscles in that left leg and left side. Okay, another 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Planting both palms in front. And let's add the right quad stretch. Ooh. Oh, wow.
I'm going to hold this one for 10 seconds because I think I need it more for this side than the other. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ugh. And let's sit on the heels. Bring the knees as wide as your mat. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, come forward into child's pose. Forearms are resting on the mat. Settle with your breath. Take this moment to thank our body for everything it's done, everything it does, everything it will do, all the things to come. And let's add a bonus last side stretch. I'll take that right hand out to the right. Stack our left hand over our right. Last little stretch here. Ugh. Let's return to the middle. And then left hand comes out to the left as we stack our right hand over our left. And then back to center, back to a neutral child's pose. All right. Let's come forward out of child's pose and rotate onto your back. Ugh. Or corpse pose. Ugh. Okay, arms at your sides. Close your eyes or gaze gently upwards. Scan your body, see how you feel. I won't say anything for 60 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Begin to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Come back to life. Ooh. All right, arms reach up. Give yourself a morning stretch. Yawn is needed. Ugh. And roll to your side. Rest your head and face on your hands. Take a moment for yourself here. Whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the floor, on the mat. Push yourself back to where we started. All right. Straighten your spines once again. Give me 3 audible breaths. Let's breathe
In through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Oh. Number two, let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Last one, breathing into the nose and breathe out with some sound. Let's bring our hands to heart center. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's bring our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Bringing our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communication. And then returning our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's have a good week.
Thank you. You too. All right.
Well, hopefully one that's not so hot.
Yeah, we shall see. All
See ya.
right. See you. Bye.